Okay, the first activity, you're going to lift your big toe up towards your nose while trying to push your lateral foretoes down into the ground. So you're trying to lift that big toe up towards your nose as high as possible. Essentially, you're going into toe extension. You'll hold it as long as you can. There may be some potential cramping going on with this activity, but once you get more acclimated to this particular exercise, that will eventually reduce. This second activity is the opposite of the first one that we just talked about. You will now flex the great toe, so you'll push the big toe into the ground while trying to raise or extend the lateral foretoes up towards your nose. This one is typically a little bit easier for most people. So again, you're going to push that big toe into the ground or flex it, and then you're going to extend the lateral four toes up towards your nose and hold as long as you can. This next activity is called toe abduction, and what you'll do on this one is you will extend all of your toes, so you'll bring all of your toes up towards your nose, and then you will splay them, and you will spread them apart essentially. And once they are in that splayed position, you will then place each toe down onto the ground. So you'll start with your small toe or your pinky toe, then you'll follow it with the next digit, until you get to the big toe. So again, you're going to raise the toes towards your nose or extension, and then you'll spread the toes apart or splay them, and then you'll place one toe onto the ground at a time, starting with your pinky toe, and then you'll press those toes into the ground. This next activity is called toe adduction. What you'll do on this one is you're trying to squeeze your toes together as tight as possible. This is a very difficult activity to do, so what we'll do is we'll put a pen in between the joint of each of your toes, and once it's placed into position, you'll squeeze the pen as hard as you can, and you'll move the pen from toe to toe. Okay, this next activity is a towel sweep. So what you'll do is you'll place your heel on the ground, and it will stay on the ground the entire time. You're trying to fixate that heel into the ground for stability, and you will use the lateral four toes to scrunch the towel. So you'll flex the toes, grab the towel in between those toes, and pull the towel towards your heel. And then you will follow it with just the big toe scrunching the towel towards your heel. So you'll alternate between the two motions, using first the lateral four toes, pushing that into the towel and scrunching or pulling it towards your heel, followed by the big toe, scrunching the towel and pulling towards your heel. And once you advance in this activity and it becomes easy for you, you'll then add some weight. So in this particular example, we put a 10-pound plate on the towel, and the athlete is doing the same exact movement pattern or motion. He is pushing down the four lateral toes into the towel and essentially flexing the toes, scrunching the towel towards his heel, and then following that with the big toe, pushing into the ground, flexing that toe, and pulling towards the heel.